Hello everybody, you're on the Beat Radio Bali and you're with DJ EsTeh and DJ Dante.
Hello.
How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing a remake of the Thursday Night Boogie with the Beat Bali. And we haven't done this since COVID, basically. So let's just bear with us and see what happens from here.
Yeah, man.
We're not too sure. We're going to be recording it and see what happens. It's been a while since we've done this. But thanks for joining the show. We're taking over the airways right now. So what do we do normally on the boogie, the Thursday Night Boogie? One of the things we do is talk about the events that are coming up over the next week or weekend.
Uh-huh.
And it's supposed to be a big weekend this week, right?
Yeah. So why don't we just start where everything is most important distilled in? It's just the editorial of the Beat.
All right, which went out, the new one today.
Absolutely. So for all of you, those visiting Bali, make sure you check out thebeatbali.com and see the editorial. That will give you all the information you need on what to do, on what's cool on the island.
Yes,
right?
sir. You're right on the ticket there. But we also have the events, right? There's
Events
all the
pages,
events
Events pages.
You know, normally there's a whole lot of stuff going on just about every weekend around town.
Mm-hmm.
And this week is no exception. Is that what the word? Exception.
Yeah.
But it's not quite as big as the Bali high season is normally. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm reading the editorial just off the press.
Off the press today.
15 August, right?
Yeah, it's like sent at 5 p.m. tonight.
And I remember reading the 1st August edition. You were pumped knowing that it's high season, party's gonna be coming. Right. 15 days later, it's just like, where is it? But you do mention one particular party that's coming up. And actually, you mentioned this before.
A number of times.
And let's jump right into it.
I don't know how many times you can actually talk about the same place, venue, in the same newsletter, right? But we managed to do it a few times this week. And that's Coup d'etat, which has their white party on Saturday.
So convince me, why is this party the party?
Well, it must be one of the oldest and most regular parties on the island since probably 2001, maybe. Is that right? 2001? I think they opened it around 2000. So whether it was 2001 or 2002, they started having these parties. But back in the day, they were going pretty big. They had the white party, they had the bikini party, and then they also had a sort of end of season party. So there was 3 big parties at Coup d'etat back in those years, 2000s, and they were all pretty busy and all a little bit different. But in the end, after COVID and everything else, and everything's changed so much on this island, that we end up with just one white party. And to be honest, the white party was not my favourite, in those years gone by. But I'll say something about the last year's white party. It was totally amazing. The setup, the production, the level of quality down there is absolutely amazing. You can't really find anything like it anywhere on the island. Even the big, regular places like down there in the Bukit. They don't compare to the white party.
This is happening this Saturday.
This Saturday, exactly. 17th of December,
Tickets,
which is Hari Merdeka.
Tickets available.
I think it's $1 million to get in. If you want a VIP table, I think they're like 25 or 50 million. That's million, not dollars. Rupee.
How much for a table? Like 6 people?
The 25 mil one is 6 people.
6 people.
And the 50 is 10. It should be 12, right? But no, you only get 10, and you're lucky. Wow. So I think it's going to be very well frequented this edition on Saturday night. But I think there's only one table left. So any of you big spenders out there, you should be getting onto it right now. And
absolutely.
If you do it with me, you could actually get 5% off.
Let's go. The Beat Bali. Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. And then you said, it feels like as any other week, but I feel there's always a party every week, and we're here to celebrate all the time.
Well, I know because I put up that that email, and it's all the major events, and actually there's more than what we put there. The people that don't advertise with us, well, you suckers, start advertising. I think just last week there was more events on than this weekend. You know,
Yeah.
because I had to delete some spaces, which proves that there was actually less big events.
Wow.
So go
man.
figure, you know. But as you said last week, it's actually this Merdeka day is not really a holiday because it's a Saturday. It's a weekend.
Correct.
So no one gets a holiday, right?
Nope.
It doesn't turn into like Friday off
Or Monday off. Nope. No.
So what happens with the Jakarta people at that point?
We just suck it in.
What did Jakarta people do this weekend?
We just suck it in because for the past half of the year we had holidays in the midweek.
Right.
No more until the end of this year. So
Okay.
enough of that.
But people
Yeah.
are going to be down here, I guess, in droves. Are they or not? Or just for the
No.
weekend?
No.
Not so much.
No.
Because I remember times before, it was like the whole week was off.
No.
Yeah,
That's
like-
the difference. That's a different holiday.
No,
That's
they
Lebaran, right?
No, but they have Merdeka and there's some other holiday that comes together, maybe, Idul Adha or something. And,
Yeah.
something's joining together and it ends up being the whole week off because people don't even bother going back to work, right?
So that's a good question, though. When you say it's high season, it's always a different high season for different countries, right? When you say this is what Europeans, Australians, who are you saying?
I'm saying typically from over the years that I've known the nightlife here that the busiest times are this weekend, the Hari Merdeka Day, because there's so many Europeans and so many Australians and everybody here getting away from winter, from the southern winter, and there's people on holidays generally all over Europe, so they came here. But whether they come here now and deal with all this traffic, hard to say. It's all got parts of these things that are a big part of the big picture, right? The traffic, the amount of people, the expense of everything nowadays. Who can afford to go traveling? The other side of the world. But we'll see this week. I think there's pretty good numbers at White Party already.
Excellent.
But in years gone by, they used to have these big events in Geweka, Garuda, Wisnu, Kencana, up there in Uluwatu and other places on the beach or just about everywhere. There was, Bintang would put on a big beach party thing down in Seminyak or whatever it was, but this year nothing. Go figure. What else is on anyway?
All right, so next on, aside from the White Party, what can we expect this month? Let's see.
Well, we need to get the website up for that. But I think there's a good one down at Tabu, down in Uluwatu, which is only a small space. Actually, it's become bigger in the last couple of weeks.
Who goes there?
Apparently.
Who
Uluwatu people,
this
right?
Tabu place.
Surfies, that sort of surfy crowd from Uluwatu and people in Uluwatu generally.
What kind of music they play?
Maybe
what time is
people
it?
from Nusa Dua. They play house. They play a lot of Afro. Afro seems to be going on everywhere.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Afro people around. Every time I go to an Afro show, there's a huge amount of people from Africa. So yeah, Afro music's definitely big, and they have a big Wednesday night at Tabu with the Afro Moyo Afro they call it.
Okay.
So, but on the weekends it's normally like house and melodic house and melodic techno. People like that Totem and what have you. Nacho Corominos. Aluku Rebels, he's often down there. So it's all that kind of what my son would call Arabian type music, so the melodic organic stuff.
Yeah, you mentioned some collectives. We'll get into the collectives after this. Before, but I just want to understand. So if you say it's a surfer crowd, do you imply this night starts earlier, ends earlier because they have to go up at 4 a.m. surfing? How does it work?
Yeah, no. There's a lot of people just on holidays too, and a big mixed crowd, and they really party on. I know the Escape. I've been up to the Escape one a couple of times, and it's pretty full on. It's not like it's like a real club. It's not like a restaurant. It just suddenly puts on a DJ. No, it's a full on club, and it gets really busy.
Before we get into collectives in these spaces, I also remember the hot topic you mentioned 2 weeks ago about how promoters would fill up clubs.
Oh, right.
But what specific type of people they would bring in?
Influencer
people? Types, yeah.
That seems to be a big thing nowadays. Where if you've got a nice venue, you got to have a nice venue so it attracts that influencer crowd, and then they get a list of people that are just bringing in guests, right? And they get paid per head on the guest, whatever it might be. So they're inviting everyone around town. It's like this full-on promotion machine, and they make a living from it, and the place gets busy. So it seems to work.
It's a good
Generally.
thing. It's a good thing or a bad thing?
It fills up with all these good-looking women, you know. And I think that was the point in the story there, that it's like fake world, right? Like they're not like normal people just having a good time. They're there, you know, on the job. So yeah, it's for a punter, it's not quite as real as it could be. It all looks good, but everything's a bit unapproachable.
But for anyone coming in, you have option A, a dead empty dance floor. Option
right.
B, you have some chicks on the side there.
Oh, yeah.
Just for window dressing, for whatever you call it.
Absolutely.
I think the latter would be the natural choice, right?
That's why it works, and that's why people come, and men come in particular, because it's all about getting the men there, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know, they're the ones that are going to be spending the money trying to chase a woman, right?
Yeah.
And there's a big part of that in the nightlife, obviously. It's not just all about the music like you. So, yeah, but for a punter like a single male, you know, like myself, not that rewarding.
What would a single male from Australia or Europe, what would the best option for them to go to have a good night out in Bali?
Goodness me, it depends on what sort of style they're looking for.
What your action is. That was your question for me. What kind of action are you looking for?
There's a lot of people that go down to Kuta still, right? For looking for that kind of action. And sheesh, hard to say. I don't think the nightlife's a great place to find a girlfriend anyway. Right?
Just have a good time.
Just have a good time. But, you know, I've had some good times at Miss Fish, actually.
Tell us about Miss Fish. What is Miss Fish?
Well, I haven't been there very regularly, but there seems to be like a more relaxed kind of crowd and a normal kind of crowd. But I'm sure there's all the influencers down there as well. And you see them posting everything all over town, so it probably is full of influencers. They look good and they suck me in. But no, I have had some good times down there. Where else we got? Oh, Red Ruby.
Ruby.
We're kind of locals down there, more or less. Great place. But
Always
you
having
definitely
good time.
would want to find a woman down there. Anyway, go on to something else. What else is going on this weekend?
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah. We're not ready. Not ready there either. Come on. It's not working. It's on the internet. Really? Oh, right. This Diplo show got knocked off.
Yep.
Cancelled. I didn't even see it, right?
Yeah, man. Cancelled. Insane.
I wasn't even... You know,
Wow.
I was having people ask me about it just at the beginning of the week. What time is Diplo going to be on? And all this, you know. And
Cancelled.
And then suddenly cancelled. I didn't even realise until yesterday. And then they said, we sent out an email. I didn't get any email. And then they've got LA Riots playing. But let's have a look down here.
That doesn't happen often.
A
cancelled show in Sabaya.
Last minute without any explanation.
Wow.
You know,
it's epic.
I think we've got the words here actually.
Let's find what they say.
Due to unforeseen circumstances that are out of our control, the event with Diplo, scheduled for Thursday, August 15th, has been cancelled. If guests have purchased a ticket or table, separate payment, blah blah blah, but no reason, you know.
That's copy paste for any cancellation.
Yeah. So that I don't think that's fair, you know. They should say at least one.
Yeah.
You know.
People fly out to just see Diplo.
Yeah, that's right. And and I said, well, what do you mean it's cancelled? And they go, oh yeah, we already announced it on Monday. I go, oh really? I didn't see it. What did you? Oh, we put it on Instagram. Oh really? You know, is everyone, you know, sitting on their Instagram? I doubt it. But I guess the people who had tickets would have found out pretty quickly. But anyway, unfortunate for them. That's tonight. Actually, today they had that White Thursdays down at
Le Bleu.
Anyway, so we move into Friday. What have we got here? We've got, the usual things down at El Cabron, and then Tropical Temptation. their beach party stuff, and then the comedy. There's a couple of comedy shows regularly on at the moment. Silent disco, which was really quite successful last time at Woo Bar. So
They're repeating that again.
Well, it's from, they call themselves Silent Disco Asia. They're based in Singapore. And they're starting up here, and they're calling it now Silent Disco Bali. And people like it, you know. I find it totally goofy, but, you know, as Damien Saint down there at Woo, and I saw him in a Warrung at one moment, he's saying, yeah, but that's what they like. That's our clientele. You look around W, there's people that look like that as well. So, you know, give them what they want, really.
Absolutely.
You know. There's Totem over
let's talk about Totem or some of the some of the collectives here in Bali. What's Totem about?
Totem, Russians. There's the Russians and there's the Ukrainians. Totem's the Russians, the mantra people are the Ukrainians. So
what kind of sound do they bring?
Melodic, you know, organic melodic techno.
What was the word you used? Was it from the desert again? Was that event?
Yeah, the camel music.
Camel music. The other one, the Burning Man, is it? Organic Burning Man, right?
Burning
is that?
Man. Yeah,
they
claim a lot of Burning Man stuff, and they claim a lot of things. Like here, I'm not saying it's not true, but you know, every time they pop up now, it's now moved into known for their residencies at labels like All Day I Dream, London Radio, Casa Levada, blah blah blah. I mean, it used to be, but they release tracks. Now it's like they got residencies.
Yeah, man.
What is that? A club, isn't it? Just people seem to say whatever they want, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, they play some good music. We saw them that time down at Tropical, right?
Brought a good crowd also.
Yeah, nice crowd. Yeah, that Russian crowd. You know, the beautiful Russian crowd, which seems to be so many of them around nowadays.
We saw them at Tropical Temptation.
That's right, Tropical Temptation.
What's your recollection about that place? What is that place about?
I've been a few times, and it's not bad. I like the way you get the sand in your toes, which I've said before. And not many of these beach clubs you do get sand on your toes because you're sort of in this concrete thing. So that's what it's got going for it.
Who's it for? It's in like South Bali, right? Not
Canggu. They're trying. You know, I don't think it's easy down there. Actually, the last time I went down there was what was his name? You were there too.
Yeah. The Lithuanian DJ, right?
Yeah, what was his name? Oh, goodness. Anyway.
That was pumping, right?
It was pumping, but when we arrived, the name will come to me at some point. When we arrived, the whole place, the parking area was packed. Do you remember that? Recall that? Was that the same night?
Because that area is a tourist destination for the beach and kechak dance and other things, right?
Unbelievable. All these buses everywhere.
Busloads of tourists,
and
correct.
You couldn't even find them anywhere to park.
No, yeah.
Which, knocked me over. I'd never seen that before. And I thought, gee, it must be really packed inside. And again, well, it's only 25 people. But
what I really like about places in South Bali, they close early, like 12, 2. They don't start at 2.
That's right. Beach clubs, generally.
Yeah.
That's a beach club thing. And, you know, they basically, when beach clubs came along, they knocked out the proper nightlife, the proper nightclubs. Because by the time you spent all evening in a beach club, you're ready for bed.
The last thing you want to do is stay up before, right?
That's right, unless you're doing something else. But so that's Totem, and they're playing all over the place too, right? They play in Tabu, Cabana.
This Cabana by K Club, it's getting big, yeah? This group.
Oh yeah, they are big. Yeah, they are. And they're
rising
really
star, you would say? This group?
They are the rising star group on the island for sure.
They have one in Ubud.
Cabana.
Seminyak.
Sardine,
right?
And the next door, that Les
Toilettes.
Les Toilettes, which is literally was the toilets, I think, at one point for the restaurant. And you walk straight in there, and there's like a WC, a closet.
How does one do that? Like just rising star like that. This is such a competitive island for entertainment, and here comes a group that just smashing it. What do you see their successes at?
Well, sometimes smashing it, other times not so busy. But I think because they do a quality product.
Quality product.
Yeah. And there's those quality people with lots of money that want that kind of product. Similar to the Morabito down here, which is a similar ilk. And I noticed they don't compete against Morabito, the sardine. They only have a show on the Saturday night, not the Friday, because Morabito has every Friday. And it's the same kind of crowd, the camel crowd, the camel herding crowd. So, and, that's kind of cool as, people get into it, right?
Speaking of competition on Friday, Saturday, that's like the peak competition. What about, say, on a Thursday night? I want to have fun in Bali. I'm that young single dude or chick traveling solo in Bali.
Where would we go? Let's see, it's Thursday night tonight, right? What do we got down here? Oh, you could go the jazz and tarot. Tarot reading.
Right.
That'll be pretty full on. Maybe you'll find some chicks down there as well. Sounds like that sort of gig.
What about that new place, Le Bleu? You haven't talked about that yet. Le Bleu K Club.
Yeah, normally it doesn't have any shows on a Thursday, but today for the first time they've got this Thursday.
They usually do Sundays, right?
Party.
They're trying to do the Sunday afternoons, I think.
Yeah, and they're still doing the Sunday, but this one's a new party for them. That's down in Nusa Dua. So they have DJs. They've got a stable of DJs too. Like the girl that I interviewed in the magazine last week, Karina Stepina. She's a Russian girl and blowing up really big. Everywhere she plays now, it's kind of like everyone's rocking because she does build up the crowd. She's really quite infectious in her entertainment and music selection. It's pretty good.
What does she play?
She just plays just about anything you want.
She can read the crowd. She knows what the crowd wants.
Well, but I think she started off with hip hop, originally, and then now she's into this Afro thing and house and probably organic camel music. Who knows? But she pulls the crowd and she knows how to do it. I've seen some videos where she's going nuts. So Thursday sunset party at El Capron.
That's always good. That's always good.
Yeah, the sunset down in Kudata, which is pretty relaxed, but there's more people than ever down there at the moment. Afro Latin night over at Red Ruby. They do that earlier.
Night early.
It's a dance thing, right?
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that in the Beat.
Yeah. They do the Latin dance.
There's like lessons first and then dance part. That's like 2 sessions, right?
Something like that. I'm not sure they do the lessons every time, but that's probably going on right now. Sokoa, which is Afro House. In Red Ruby, it's every Thursday night as well. Phil Stoodley, my old mate from New Zealand, he is playing live music over at the Woo Bar.
Who's that? Tell us about Phil.
Phil Stoodley. He plays covers. Looping is typical sort of guitarist.
Okay.
Cover sort of thing.
All right.
Kind of entertaining for some people. Bissos in the Les
Toilettes,
which is their biggest night, actually. Their biggest night of the week.
Thursday nights at Les Toilettes. So one place to go on a Thursday night in Bali. Hit up Les Toilettes.
Yeah. And I think it's a party organizer that organizes this Bisso. So they have their particular crowd, It's like...
What can one expect when they go here?
Yeah, well, good question. Let's go tonight.
Let's go.
Lots of bissos, which I think is French for kisses, but So actually, I had some dude send me a message a couple of weeks ago. He's going, I'm into BSM. Is that Bisso's place for me? I go, well, I'm not too sure, but we could find out. Go down on Thursday. See.
What kind of other DMs? Interesting DMs you get from people. These? Yeah,
because it's got my number. Right?
Yeah, man.
I keep on meaning to change that number.
You shouldn't. This is
but you
the Beat Radio material right here. This is what the people want to know.
You do get some, funny stuff coming through. All right, Muska, who I also interviewed recently, Australian DJ. He does a lot of doof parties down in Australia. You know what a doof party is?
No, what is that?
It's like a bush party, and they set up in the bush in the wilds of Australia. And they put a DJ, booth up, and everyone gets high or something. I don't know. Do acid or whatever the fuck it is, and then have a great old time. Doof, doof, doof.
So the place that's happening is in Hatch.
That's Hatch. But the other side story to that is he is one of the part owners of Hatch. So he's regularly there. So it's, whether it's a big event or not, it's hard to say.
Hatch is in?
Hatch is in Uluwatu, just on the bend to Bingen, in Bingen. And it's like a mini Burning Man right there in that place. You obviously haven't been there, but
I like that place.
Oh, you've been there?
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there.
Right.
I love it. They also have their Sunday market.
Yeah, that's busy too. That's actually one of the busiest pages we get hit on. There's a page in there on the website about the
Sunday market at Hatch.
And it's regularly, I don't know, there seems to be a lot of people that are interested in the Sunday markets in Uluwatu. So that, anyway, that's another little side story. So, what other collectors are there? There's like my son's.
Yeah, let's talk about
there's Escape.
John's
Escape.
Escape, yeah.
Who's actually run or started by Kaiser Walden and maybe later Scotty Cowell. And then at some point, John moved in. Papu moved in with their team. And,
they're doing a tour, right?
Who's doing?
Oh, John's doing a tour right now.
Oh, John's out in Europe right now.
Papu's in Europe.
He was just playing in Paris, right in the middle of the
Olympics.
Olympics.
Insane.
What is it? The
Shout
Olympics, out. Olympics closing ceremony.
Insane. Proud of you, John.
Yeah, and then played the other night in Berlin, which is
Berghain?
Cool. Pretty cool. Well, he's played in Berghain. I'm not sure if he is playing records there. Then tomorrow he's in Cologne, some festival. I'm not sure what it's called. And then he's spending the next couple of weeks there.
Busy.
He's in Spain. He's in France again. Yeah, so that's cool. It's good for him.
That's good. What's this collective about again? Escape. What are they trying to bring? What kind of sound? What kind of?
Well, it's very housey. Right?
Housey.
It's kind of not exactly the music that you're into, but that's the traffic going past.
Yeah, man.
They play regularly around the place, and it's that kind of house scene. I don't know what you call it. Is it garage house or new house or? Because it seems to be quite. There's continually new tracks being released. In that genre.
They're producers also.
They all do producing. John just released a couple of tracks actually. So there we go.
My last question before we hit it up. What was it? Les Toilettes or whatever that place was. Les Toilettes, right? We hit it up.
No, it's Thursday night, which is not on that list. It should be, but it's not there. The Atlas, right? Atlas Super Club, where you often go.
Oh, yeah, that's right. How can I forget that one?
Yeah. So who's playing there tonight?
As per the T-shirt here, an Afterlife DJ.
All right.
Goes by the name Marino Canal. Shout out to Brodinero for making an excellent Thursday night, the new weekend of Bali. But I'll keep it at that. Yeah, for the minority group here that likes Afterlife.
Yeah. That likes after parties or before parties.
Before parties.
Before the weekend parties.
Absolutely.
So, and also on the weekend, what's going on with you? What are you doing? What's your
plans? One party we're gonna go to, man. The white party.
The white party.
I'm Indonesian. It's Indonesia Merdeka white party. It should be red and white, but I'm down. It's all right. It's okay. We need the red and white party happening.
That's a pretty cliched Indonesian thing, but there's plenty of those going on, right?
Yeah, man.
Don't they do something around the pole or something?
Yeah, absolutely, we should do that.
What do they normally do on the?
I'm starting a new tradition, just partying in coup d'etat.
Oh, right.
That's what I'm gonna do from this point forward.
Okay. What? Every weekend, or just a Merdeka? Anyway, that's on Saturday night. Hope you've enjoyed our little impromptu show. We'll leave you to it.
See you guys.
This was the Thursday Night Boogie Show. We'll be back again soon. That's Dante, DJ EsTeh. Hope you're enjoying the radio whenever you tune in, and you should be tuning in all the time because it's the best sounds on the island,
on the planet.
It's available all over the planet, no matter where you are, and it's 24/7. So we'll send you back to the music. Bye.